Hi everyone and welcome to KalekyeMumoLive&Uncut. This is the first of our Zoom series as promised. Yes, this is a show about changing people's perceptions, giving people wisdom and information about different things happening in my life and things that could help you. You know, when I find them, I will always do that. And of course, the reason we're doing this in a Zoom format is because we have to observe the laws of the land and the world. Because when the WHO announced that COVID-19 was a reality and a pandemic for the world, one of the things that they told us is that we need to be at home or just as much as possible, stay away from people, keep that social distancing. And I decided that that is one of the things I'm going to do to make sure that I enforce this new rule. So, over this period of staying at home, one of the things that I learned for myself from my previous episode, as explained, was that I was kind of just eating, and then I decided to work out, change it, get myself into a routine. But what I didn't know is that there are certain things you can do to your body, and then your body tells you you are not in command. And that's exactly how I landed myself at the Moshon Physiotherapy Centers. They are a premier provider for manual-based physical therapy. And let me just tell you guys, it's a beautiful place. They're located on General Madenge, that is just off Westlands. And what I love about it is the color. You know, Macau, it's bright, beautiful. As a patient, you feel that you're very welcomed and you're very loved and you're very cared for. They have great rooms, great facilities. They have even installed for you, some sanitizers outside of every one of their doors. There is an amazing workout section where you can see different machines that will help you if you need that kind of therapy. And of course, they do have a hydro pool just to complete the therapy. So this is a full-on amazing physiotherapy center, and you do want to pay them a visit. And I'll tell you why. Because while I went to fix my problem, the one I said that I couldn't wake up without pain in my left side, now, I met this amazing woman who is a physiotherapist specialist in women's health, and she is the co-owner of this amazing center. Vicky Choi. Hi, my dear.
Hi, KalekyeMumo. How are you?
I'm good, man. Ukiniita na majina yote mbili, people will think we don't know each other. I would just tell them we're friends.
Hi, Kalekye. How are you? We are good friends.
Yes, we're good friends.
You.
It's nice to see you. I mean, I think one of the most interesting things is how we even met. We met when I had a back issue and I was sent for physiotherapy to a hospital where she was working at the time. And I just connected with this amazing woman. She's hilarious. She's fun. Na musiseme ni juu sisi ni Wakamba. Apana. Sindio, Vicky?
No, it's not because ni Wakamba. It's the touch.
Thank you. It's the touch. Let me tell you, I know I had kept quiet for a while and I hadn't reached out to you, but when I was reaching out to you in May, I remember it was because I had done some stretches which they said are good for you to do at night before you sleep, and I woke up with another pain in an area you told me is called the groin. Kwani, how do muscles down there work?
Kalekye, the muscles down there, they're very connected. The muscles, we call them the pelvic floor muscles. Mm-hmm. And the pelvic floor muscles, they are muscles which are basically not, they are undermined. They are not recognized. And actually, they work just like the way you can be able to work your arm, bending it and straightening it. But surprisingly, there are muscles which are not recognized at all in the body, but they are very crucial, very important. And why I say,
hang on, you're telling me that these muscles actually they work the same way my hand works. Ugotini.
Yes.
It's not big enough, there's no space.
No. If maybe I can be able to give you just a small picture of those muscles using my model, so that at least you understand what I mean. I think that would be great.
Perfect, please.
Now, if you look at this model here, this is actually how the pelvic looks like.
Wow.
So we say that it looks like a hammock. Like the way we hang the hammock and it can swing down and up, back and forth. That's the way those muscles look like. So we usually have the two big bones, which we call them the seat bones, which are the ones which really support. And then we have the front here, we have the pubic bone, and at the back here, we have the spine.
Wow.
And
okay.
the tail, which comes up to there. So the pelvic muscles, we call them the seating muscles. We call them the foundation of the body because they sit at the pelvic. So they're the ones which support the organs, the internal organs. If they were not there, then the internal organs would be dropping down.
Mm-hmm. So there's a way that just because it looks small doesn't mean that it is not holding the weight of the body, because I think that's one of the things we assume.
Yes, that is one of the things which we assume, and that's why most of the time it is not given attention at all. And I can tell you, there are so many people who have issues with their pelvic floor muscles, and because they have those issues, they will complain of either pain or leakage, or somebody feeling it is bulky, or others will feel like shooting and sharp pain which is coming from there, and it even goes to the back, because we say that they form the foundation, so they are there down here, but remember here, this is where we have the abdominal muscles at the front, and at the back we have the back muscles.
Yes.
So they form a cylinder, like, so you have down, it's the pelvic, the back, it's the back muscles, and front, it's the tummy. The tummy is here.
So the tummy and the muscles at the back they rock between.
They rock in between the pelvic.
Oh, okay. Yes. Let me tell you, there are things we did not know. Okay, so for my case, let me ask you about my case, because in my case, that tightness went straight to my hip, and I was like, how did that happen?
Now, what happened is that basically you really tried to do a workout, and you strained your muscles, and the muscle which you strained pulled so much and pinched on a nerve. Remember, these muscles are not just alone. Down there we have the muscles, we have what we call ligaments, we have the connective tissues, we have the bones.
Mm-hmm. So everything works just like any other muscle, any other part of our body. We just assume that it doesn't work the same.
Exactly. If I tell somebody, can you be able to feel your pelvic? Majority say they can't feel. And I think you had also that experience.
Let's not talk about what happened to me, but me, I was can you feel? I'm like, what are we feeling? What is happening? Where? And then you see, you've explained that my pelvic floor now became so tight because of these muscle cramps that I got. But you know, a lot of us as women, we assume that my muscles in the bottom area being tight is going to be good for my husband. So how, again, is it a problem? Where does it become a dysfunction?
No, it becomes a dysfunction because it's a myth that most of the women, we think that when the muscle is tight, that's when it is functional. But that is wrong. A tight muscle is different from a strong muscle.
Okay, so tightness and strength.
Tightness and strength, those are two different things.
Hey, okay. So yangu ilikuwa tight, haikuwa strong.
So yours was tight, it was not strong. That makes the difference.
Oh my goodness. Wanakupigia waambie sahi tuko busy.
It's my daughter.
Yeah, okay.
So when it is tight, it pulls constantly. So it is holding. And because it is holding tightly, then any movement you try to do, remember these muscles are interconnected. So if you pulled the muscle and it has pulled even the pelvic floor muscles, then it hangs up there. It doesn't allow you to sort of like let it just move down and up. So you hold there, and because of holding, definitely there is that pain which comes with it.
Right.
Because of holding, it is squeezing also on the nerves. Then you get this shooting sharp pain, which even if you try to get out of bed, you're like, wow, what is this? Why am I in so much pain?
Let me tell you, that pain, nobody can describe it nobody, me, that pain I felt, let me just be honest, I thought my world was ending. In fact, I thought that I had arthritis. And I was like, what is this?
So surprisingly, every pain which comes, the first thing which gets into people's mind is that I have arthritis. I'm like, okay, arthritis, it's basically a wear and tear of the joint. But it is not something which will just give you pain at once like that.
Not at all.
Yes, it's something which is gradual.
Okay, I get that. But, out of curiosity, I mean, this women's health specialty of physiotherapy, it's not common. I've not had it. I mean, how did you get there? Is it that you've also gone through this kind of tightness that I had? How did you get there?
Okay, one, it's a specialty in physiotherapy. Physiotherapy is wide. And many people think that physiotherapy is about massage, which is not true.
Lord, they are not masseuses, please. Okay.
Okay, so this is one line of physiotherapy. Physiotherapy is wide. You can get people who are specialized in musculoskeletal, others in neurological, others in pediatric, others in women health.
Okay.
I have specialized in women health.
Yeah.
And it's a course which it's usually very intense. And you really have to do like 3 to 4 modules for you to be able to actually understand the concept well. And it basically involves issues pertaining the pelvic floor. Okay. So it's a course which I got interested in it. I can tell you because I've worked in a hospital for over 17 years.
Yes, that's how we even met.
Yes, and I used to get quite a number of cases there. And then I realized that these are cases whereby you need to really understand how to manage them better because women don't talk about these issues.
That is true.
They don't talk about these issues, and most of the time when they have all these issues of either leakage or somebody's feeling something is bulging in my pelvic, somebody will tell you, I have a very sharp pain which is coming to my pubic area. I cannot even walk straight. I cannot really even be able to pee nicely and all that. They only think of going to the gynecologist.
You've mentioned about going to the toilet, going to pee properly, because that is something I even didn't know was connected to what we were doing even when I came to see you, because I remember I mentioned it in passing, like I struggle with this holding my pee. I'm the type of person when I arrive at an event or a location, the first thing I have to identify is the toilet. If we're going on a long distance trip, I must go to the loo fast. I can't drink too much water. Like I have lost control, and I thought my kidneys or gynecological issues.
So one of the things which I was saying that many people just think is I have frequent urination, then they think no, my kidneys must be having a problem. I have a bit of pain when I pee, or maybe I keep on rushing to the loo, or feel pain at the area of the bladder when my bladder is full. This is something we call overactive bladder. You find that your bladder becomes overactive because the muscles are very tight. They are pulling. So they are squeezing the bladder so much. Remember, I told you one of the functions of the pelvic floor muscles is to support the internal organs.
Yes.
So they support the bladder. So when they are tight and they pull, then it tends to squeeze the bladder. So the bladder is not allowed to fill fully. It feels halfway.
Fast. And then that has to expand itself.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Because the muscles are too tight.
Okay.
So you keep on frequenting to the toilet because you just feel like it's halfway, but it's full. To you, it is full, but it is halfway. So you go to the toilet after every 1 hour. You're rushing to the toilet. Or when you want to go somewhere, you're like, I might be pressed on the way and I want to be able to hold it. So let me rush.
I'm so guilty. Oh, I'm so guilty. Yes. And we do that thinking that, because I know my bladder is small. I've even had people say, me, I have a small bladder. Kumbe, we are saying small, and the problem is not that it's small, is that we have a muscle that's tightened and that's making it small.
Yes. So you rush to the toilet, you pee, and actually most of the people with overactive bladder, what happens is that they get something we also call retention, urine retention. You pee, you finish. Once you finish and you stand, it's like you feel like something is still remaining there. And
then I'm like, I didn't finish. Let me sit down.
That's exactly what happens.
And then now you've spoken about peeing. I need to pee. See now.
Come on. No, hold it. You cannot. Take a deep breath, relax a bit. You cannot go.
My God. See how hard this is? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So you cannot really beat. Those are some of the habits. We said that those are habits which we need to overcome because they are habits which we've been having them for long.
For sure. But I also feel like there might be something else that can interfere because once we've been doing this therapy with you, we concluded well, I was feeling I'm in control. I feel like right now, during this particular period, something has changed. Does your hormonal change affect the way, for example, you'll be peeing often? I mean, should people worry if it happens once a month only, for example?
Yes, the hormonal changes interfere with the way you pee, because sometimes maybe because of the hormonal changes, you might find that you're taking more fluids than you normally take. So that can actually interfere with that. Sometimes, like when we are going through our periods and all that, menstruating, you feel a lot of discomfort, and because of those hormonal changes, you actually feel like sometimes you need to frequent. If that happens once in a month, it is okay. But if it is something which is happening frequently, then it is abnormal.
Okay, that makes sense. So if it's once a month, don't panic. You have to reassure guys at home because people might start panicking. And you mentioned earlier that it's like this information of women understanding their pelvic floor isn't very common. It's like people don't know. First of all, can we first understand, do men also have a pelvic floor muscle?
Yes, men have pelvic floor muscles. Actually, the only difference between a man and a woman, it's only one thing, that the men, they have two passages. So we call them two passages because they have a urethra, which is through the penile, and they have the anus. While the ladies, we have three openings. That is the only difference. Otherwise, the structure is the same. If you remove the externals and you look at the internal, it is the same. And there are men who are also suffering out there, so many of them.
Oh, that's exactly what my next question was. Are there men who can also go through this? Because I know I have audiences here who are men and they're probably saying, ini ya wanawake, kwa nini mnatuambia sina bibi?
There are so many men who are waking up, who come to us and they say that actually it's not like they are suffering from any chronic diseases, like issues of hypertension and all that, but they wake up in the morning and they cannot get erection. So they have erectile dysfunction.
Whoa. And this is caused by this muscle. Yani hapa tukicheza
this
mtu
is caused by these muscles. And one of the problems, I've told you the pelvic floor is the base. So right. Most of the men, you find that they have, because of their lifestyle of drinking and eating nyama choma, men, they have big tummies. The men who have big tummies, you realize they frequent the toilet more.
Oh, so see pombe.
Because of obesity. See pombe?
Oh my goodness.
Because it is because of the weight. The weight of the tummy, remember, it is basically pressing so much on the pelvic floor muscles. So they end up, and I've told you they support. They are the base of the support. It's like the foundation. So they end up really carrying a lot of load. We say pelvic floor muscles, they sort of like work constantly. So they carry that load until they weaken. So when they weaken, they cannot be able to hold a pee for long. So they keep on frequenting the toilet.
Wow.
And because those muscles are still the ones which are used for sexual function, they cannot be able to get erection in the morning.
Wanaume, we are speaking to you today. You need to check on the way your pelvic floor is working. Pelvic does not mean woman, because that is a misconception right there. Wow. Like, I have so many questions, but I know we can't finish them all right now. So I wanted to take a break, and we are going to finish this topic when we come back next week. So Vicky, I'm going to just say thank you so much for sharing in this first half of the pelvic floor dysfunction, because man, there are people out there that need our help. And when we come back, there are things I will want to understand. Does a woman doing Kegels have anything to worry about? What about the woman who is got this obsession with tucking in your tummy to take photos? How does that affect you? Is it harmful? There's so many myths. This is KalekyeMumo Live and Uncut, and we are with the lovely Vicky Choi. We are going to be taking a break, and we will come back with a second part of this amazing episode. What you need to do is make sure you're asking your questions right there in the comment section. Make sure that you get all the questions in, and we'll be able to answer them as to how we can fix this problem, what else we can look out for, and make sure that you click that subscribe button. Make sure that you are ready for the next episode. My name is KalekyeMumo, and I'll see you next time.